This website, Outdoor Troop, has well over 1,000 blog posts, and for a while, a long time, it struggled with cluttered, messy, disorganized internal links. But here's how we transform that chaos into a clean, human-first structure that is gonna help not only with engagement on the website, but also with topical authority, which is SEO. Is your website currently optimized both for search engines and for people? We're gonna find out here exactly how to fix that. In this video, you're gonna learn how a human-first redesign, we're gonna focus on people and engagement first. And primarily, we're gonna do that with how we link between the articles on our website and how we structure our navigation. These things seem really simple, but you're gonna see how this is going to impact the way people interact with the website as well as SEO and lead to better numbers. Because we're going to increase user satisfaction and we're gonna improve SEO and hopefully authoritativeness even with Google. Okay, so like most of you that already have websites and you have blog content, for years and years and years, what we could get away with was we would write articles that were intended to answer specific questions that people were searching on the web. Now that's not inherently a bad thing. If I write content that helps somebody answer the question they're looking for, that should be great. But we focused so much over those years, and by we, I mean this whole industry. We focused so much on optimizing to make sure that our content was the best content according to Google's algorithm for those specific search queries. We may have lost sight in many cases of the actual person that's doing the searching. And with the rise of AI generated content that allowed really bad content to proliferate like crazy, I honestly believe Google really didn't have much of a choice but to start leaning on other indicators to prove the authoritativeness of websites. And so now we're having to do several things. And one of those things is to do exactly what Google's been telling us ever since helpful content started. And that is to focus on creating content for humans, not for algorithms. And if we didn't do that, it's coming back to bite us. So that's where we're at today. We're gonna focus on humans. We're gonna look at this website, Outdoor Troop. Now, like many of you, this is a website that exists already and it's got lots of content. Like I said, well over 1,000 blog posts. It's gonna be hard to do much restructuring if we're gonna have to do everything manually. So we're gonna rely on some tools here to help us through the process. Now, the first tool that we're gonna use is a staging website. If you've never set up a staging website before, this is not complicated, and it's something that you should consider if you're ever making a large change to the website. Now, if you're using another host, a lot of other hosts have staging website options, but I'm gonna show you how I do it on Cloudways and just how easy and fast it is to set up. Now, Cloudways is the sponsor of this video, and the reason for that is that I trust and have been using Cloudways for years now. I've never stuck with a single host for more than about 2 years before, until now. In fact, I'm not sure I've stuck with anybody for even 2 years until Cloudways, who I've been with for about 3 years. And I don't have any reason to ever move. One of the cool features of Cloudways that we're talking about today, like I said, is staging websites. So I'm gonna go to one of my sites. So this is what kind of my dashboard area looks like for pantry preparedness. And this is super easy. I just go here on the left side to staging management and I click launch staging application. I choose what server I want it on. I'm gonna put it on the same server, and it even reminds me which one this one's on. I'll go ahead and put it on the same server and click continue. Now it's just gonna create that, and this will just take another minute or two, and then I'll have a staging site set up, and I'll show you how to access it. All right, now that that's stopped going, I can go ahead and go back to my server and click on this. It's a staging site. And this is how we're gonna access it. See this where it says application URL? I'm gonna go ahead, I can click that right there, and it's gonna open that up in a link. Now it's giving me a username and a password. Now, the reason that it password protects it is so that other people don't accidentally come see the staging version of your website. Now you'll notice though, look at the URL for my staging site. It's not pantrypreparedness.com, right? It's something entirely different based on Cloudways. So the odds of somebody accidentally accessing it are pretty slim, which means if you want to, you can turn off password protection. I can just go to the page. And notice that this looks exactly like my own website, Pantry Preparedness. It's because it's a perfect duplicate. So I can do the same things. I can just go to WP admin, and then I just log in with my normal credentials for Pantry Preparedness. But now here's what this allows me to do. It allows me to make all the changes that I want to make right here on the staging site. I could literally change the theme. I could change the overall site design and do a ton of different things. And then when I'm done, all I have to do is come back here to Cloudways, go to staging management, and click push. When I click push, It's going to say, what do you want to change to the live application? I'm saying just go, overwrite all of it. And go ahead and take a backup of the live one, just in case something happens in this process. And then I click proceed, and it's just going to take everything I changed for that staging site, push it back onto the live site, and you're good to go. All the changes happen, and it happens very fast. And we've already been able to test it because we've been able to goof around on the staging site and make sure that whatever changes we made all worked the way that they were expected to. So here on Outdoor Troop, we're literally looking at a staging site. I can make a bunch of changes and the actual outdoortroop.com will stay the same until I'm done, and then we'll go push it back. So it's an awesome feature. A lot of different hosts have it, and I'm telling you, when you're using Cloudways, it's super easy. You can do it yourself. And then if you do run into a problem, their support's always super friendly. So big thanks to Cloudways. Shout out to them. Yes, they are sponsoring the video, but I have been and will continue to be a loyal customer for years to come. All right, but I want to show you what the issue is here. Now, this website isn't doing it too bad from a just overall user navigation standpoint if we just consider the menu structure. So we can see some of the complexity here kind of with navigation and internal linking and stuff just by viewing here just how much content is on the site and how split up it all is, okay? So look at what we've got here on the homepage. This is just the main menu bar, and we're relying on that for people to be able to find all the different content on the website. That in a search bar here. The reality is again, we've been expecting for the most part that people are gonna come to the website because they did a search on Google and Google sent them to one specific piece of content. But that's not what's totally happening anymore. And in fact, what we want is people to become familiar with the brand, want to come to the website, and then maybe peruse, maybe read multiple articles. So that's what we're gonna work on making happen. So let's look at this. I mean, every single one of these, if I just click on one like cabins, instead of just taking me to a bunch of blog posts like on most blogs, it takes me to a landing page, which is great, right? Because we've got building a cabin, cabin amenities, cabin security, and cabin activities, tiny homes. We got all sorts of subcategories within here. If I click on one of these, it'll take me either to another page with multiple posts like this, or in some cases on the site, it'll take me to a specific blog post. So what's happened is we've just made it easier for people to kind of get to where they want to be and to sort of to break it down, right? Because once I get here and I'm looking at cabin amenities, maybe I'm more likely to kind of peruse multiple articles. But what we're going to talk about today, though, is about how to interconnect all of these in a way that makes more sense. Let's dive into one of these blog posts. So fireplace versus wood burning stove for a cabin. I don't see any links anywhere in this entire blog post. It's because when I wrote it, there weren't a ton of other posts on the website, but there should be something, right? In fact, ideally what we would do is we would have these blog posts all linking either to each other or to maybe one sort of central post for this whole sub category. That is how we can help build topical authority and show Google and other search engines that we have a lot of content that's all interconnected and all tied to each other. But on the human-centric side, that's how we get people to want to keep reading. So that's one option, is to sort of cluster content together around maybe a central hub, or to have kind of a web where these all kind of link to each other. But if you remember at the very beginning of this video, I showed you this. This is the internal links report, and it's the visual sitemap, which is really cool. This is something that we get from the Link Whisper plugin. This is a great plugin for this stuff, by the way. When you have a ton of content on a website, it's gonna take you forever to manually go through and create all the links you want to. Literally, I said over 1,000, it's over 1,200 blog posts on this website. It's just never gonna happen. But with this tool, I can see which articles have links, which ones don't. I can create custom rules, and I can make it so that that it suggests to be links for articles, using AI even, suggests to me links between different articles, and I can tell it only suggest other articles within the same category, etc., etc. A lot of really cool things here. But notice that all the purple ones are external links. So a purple circle is a purple node. That's a link or a URL that's being linked out to. So you'll notice this one article, average cost of a hot air balloon ride with 31 examples. Well, there's 31 examples in that post, which is why it links out to a whole bunch, probably about 31 different websites that show you their pricing. That makes sense. You got a few huge purple nodes. YouTube, this other YouTube URL, and Amazon. Well, that makes sense. Look at how many, when I hover over one of these, look at how many different articles on this website have a link to YouTube? How many have a link to Amazon? Well, that makes sense. What we like to see though is when some of these blue dots are connected to each other. This one, it's another hot air balloon one, but it's not connected to any other articles. That one's not connected to any other blue dots. That one, gosh, the blue dots are not connected to each other. And look at all these blue dots. They're not connected to anything. All these ones out around the edges, not connected to anything. That is what we want to fix here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to add inbound internal links. Now this part I can do a little bit more manually. So I can go through one by one at all of these that have no internal links. So I can scroll through here. That one's got 0. Here's another one with 0. And I can look for opportunities to link between them. But I can also go here to auto linking and I can create an auto link rule. And what auto linking will let me do is I can pick a certain keyword, and that keyword can be multiple words long. And then I can choose what I want that word to link to. And then I can say, all right, anytime that keyword or that little phrase is used in an article within a particular category or subcategory, always have it create a link to a specific blog post. And that is a way that we could potentially speed this up and create a bunch of links that all point to the best resource for that specific topic. All right, so now back to internal linking. Now, what I just presented to you, if I were to go through every single blog post and do that manually, that would take me close to forever. If I did one a day, that would take me 4 years almost. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna wanna use a tool. Now, right here, we've got Link Whisper. I showed you that cool report. Here, I can actually there's an article here. It shows me I have 0 links linking to it from other links on my website for other blog posts and stuff. I can click add links. Look, it's gonna make a bunch of suggestions for me. That's pretty cool, right? So I could take every single post on my website that has maybe fewer than 3 other articles linking to it, and I could let this suggest a bunch of things to me, and then I could just say, yeah, add that link, add that link, add that link. So here, let's look at these suggestions. The stop is the most popular repelling descender in construction jobs because of these features. And so this is best repelling descender, and we're saying it should have a link that links to our article about construction harnesses. Now that makes sense. The article's about construction harnesses, and this is talking about a descender, which you would use only with a harness in a construction job. So yeah, let's go ahead, check that, and add the link. So now without even having to go into the post and click edit and all that, this recommended at least one specific link to me that I was able to go ahead and just add just like that. There are a lot of other cool features within Link Whisper. They're not sponsoring this video, by the way, but I like the tool. They've got an auto linking feature that I can pick specific keywords, or even short phrases, or anytime that's used anywhere on the website, it links to a specific blog post. Or I can say anytime it's used within any post within a certain category, always link to a specific URL. So that can happen automatically. We can do target keywords. We can do all sorts of cool things here. There's some cool AI tools and recommendations as well within Link Whisper. So there's a debate that goes on even in my own mind between doing this manually and doing this with a tool. If I do this manually, I'm probably gonna create better contextual links, links that make more sense within the context of the article that's written. But there's also the question of time and resources, and how much can we dedicate to making this happen? So what we wanna do is make sure that we're internally linking between articles where it makes sense. And then I think the right balance is to make sure that at least sometimes we're doing this manually, and when we do it manually, we're doing that very deliberately. So I wanna show you the next way that I like to do internal linking. All right, so I'm gonna go back out here. We're back at cabins, and this is a topic I know well, and again, I wrote most of these cabin articles years ago. But here's a perfect opportunity for this. Building a cabin or even cabin security. Okay, within cabin security, I've got what to do before leaving your cabin, how to stay safe from dangerous wildlife, how to keep it secure from intruders, how to do it cheaply, keeping rodents out. So we got pest control, keeping it safe from forest fire. There's all these different things around security for your cabin. Each one of those is a good topic. Is there a way that we could put these in a specific order that would make sense for people to read one after another? So let's say I've got a cabin and now I'm like, all right, now I want to make sure that it's protected. It's got good security. So maybe what's the first thing I'm going to try to protect it from? Let's go ahead and keep it safe from other people that want to break in. All right, so that's maybe step one. And then this is just another cool resource within step one, right? Keeping it secure from other people. Then you're like, all right, cool, but now I want to keep pests out. All right, cool. Rodents, let's keep them out. Oh, shoot. While we're talking pest control, let's talk termites and other wood invasive species. This one here is around, again, intruders. So it's another kind of cheap or inexpensive. And here's another article about wildfires. So we got 2 about wildfires. Okay, cool. Well, maybe we've got keeping it safe from other people. Then we've got keeping out rodents and pests. And then we've got preventing, it from getting destroyed in a wildfire. And then we've got all the things you should do before you leave your cabin. That's, again, to just kind of make sure all the things are set up. So it's kind of like taking all those other things into account. And then we've got, oh, you know what? While I'm at my cabin, I should also consider maybe security there. Maybe that's like a 5-step process. Okay, so what if on the cabin security page, instead at the very top of having just a bunch of articles here, what if instead I said 5 steps to cabin security? And that's what showed up here. And I wrote out what those 5 steps were, a little blurb about each one. And then step 1 links out to an article about keeping your cabin safe from intruders. But then this article links out to this one and to this one that are both sub-articles that cover different aspects of the same topic. Now that those all link together, are people going to be more likely once they start? Are they going to be more likely to read more than one article? View more than one page? Yes, they are. And what if each one of those articles also has a link, maybe at the top and maybe at the bottom again, that links back out to the cabin security overall main page so that they can come back and check out step 2? And what if the step 1 article, this intruder article, also has a link at the bottom of it? So there's one that says back to cabin security and another that says step 2. Are they going to be more likely to click through to step 2? Yes, they are. This is what we're calling serial content. It's something that we've done years ago and then just haven't really done in a long time. And it's not something that we've been teaching, which is crazy. You get less traffic from Google, but you get them to stay for 4 or 5 pages. Now suddenly it doesn't matter that Google sent you fewer people. And each of the people that they sent you are more and more and more warmed up to you and more appreciative of your content, more likely to click on an affiliate link. They viewed more ads and probably even more likely to potentially buy a product from you. Serial content is the way to go, and it's all about the way we're internally linking. And I've just shown you right here the coolest thing ever, which is how you can use your existing content and turn it into serial content. You don't even have to start from scratch. All of these things are going to be positive changes. They're going to give this positive signals to Google, but also make it a better experience for users, which is what most content creators are completely ignoring. So if you have a website, now I want to ask you, what do you think is the biggest challenge that you're facing to actually getting traffic and being able to make a good income from your site? And also, if you want to learn more about, we're going to be talking design here, but also SEO, online business, and content creation in general, how to be successful at it. Well, that's what this channel is all about. So make sure you check out the other content here on this channel. I thank you for watching today, and I hope to see you here next time.